Hi, I'm Iris Ruth Pastor, and today I'm talking about losing my mom, which happened about 4 weeks ago. And I think one of the hardest things that I'm going through right now as I go through my days is that like every 3 or 4 times a day, every couple of hours, I just get this urge to pick up the phone, call her and say, "Hi, Mom, what's going on?" And then I forget that she's no longer here and no longer with us. So I want to talk about 2 feelings that I'm feeling today. One is I'm kind of relieved because she was very unhappy in her last year, and particularly in her last weeks on this earth. She had trouble hearing, she wasn't feeling well, she wasn't eating, she was in pain, and she really wanted to go and be with my father. And when I think about that, I think he would probably say one of 2 things when he met her in heaven. One, "Bev, you look so pretty." Or the other one could be, "Bev, what in the hell took you so long?" So I'm relieved for her, and I'm also relieved because it was so tiring to worry over someone when you're far away. And my mother was 1,000 miles away. It was her choosing to stay in her hometown and not move to where one of her adult children lived, but it still didn't make the situation any easier. I think the other thing I'm feeling is fatigue, very great fatigue, and not the kind of fatigue that you feel if you get a good night's sleep and you wake up and you're invigorated. It's much more the fatigue of having to be confronted with so many endings, not only the endings of my mother's life, but the ending of my relationship with many of her friends who have known me way before boobs and braces and probably since diapers and sippy cups. It's saying goodbye to her neighbors at her apartment complex, the maintenance man that would drop everything to come and service whatever she needed done in her apartment, her caregiver who I had gotten very close to. And I think the other thing that's going to be hard is when I visit my hometown, which is where she lived. And there's this big escalator that goes up from the airport when you land at the airport to take you up to baggage. And I remember years ago when both my parents were standing at the top of that escalator as I was coming up from landing. And then it became only my mom was standing there. And then it became my mother wasn't standing there, but she was meeting me in her apartment, usually in the parking lot, hair coiffed, nails done, dressed really nicely, ready to go out to lunch and spend the afternoon with me. So I guess what I'm saying is it's hard to be an adult without your parents. I feel like an orphan, even though I'm going to be 71 very soon. So that's my take on losing my mom. If you have any comments or anything you'd like to add, my email is irisruthpastor@gmail.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter or read more about me on my website, www.irisruthpastor.com. Until the next time, hang in there and preserve your bloom.